Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Xbox community. This is week 3 from the Rivals here. Got two kind of mainstays in the Rivals here, both coming in from last season. It's Kinetix taking on Aspire OW. Kinetix coming in 2-0, very solid start to the season for them. I think they've only dropped one map with a solid 3-0 win in week 1 and a 2-1 last week. Aspire, I think a loss in the first week, then a win over Trash Cans in the second week, puts them to 1-1 and right there in the mix of a very competitive Rivals here. I'm your host, Salt Pepper, joined by Fallen Potatoes. And Fallen, man, great to have you here on a Wednesday night, man. What do you think of these two teams? What do you expect to see? I know you were there casting that Aspire game last week. What do you think we can expect?
I mean, last week Aspire was very, very strong, but as you just said, Kinetix have won the past two games, so it could be a very close game. Like, you know, it's all down to the day at the end of the day, because past games, you know, that's the past, and it's all about how you learn from it and then how you take it into your next game. So we're looking for a very good and entertaining game, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And thinking about Aspire coming off the loss, but then getting a little bit of momentum with the win last week, you expect them to come out and try and keep that going. Kinetix just trying to be that mainstay towards the top of the tier that we expect from them. So you're exactly right. Should be a good matchup. Nice here early in the season. Maybe we'll see these two teams match up in the playoffs, but that is weeks away. Right now we've got Junkertown for you in a best-of-3 series. We'll play all 3 games, though. With Junkertown, Lijiang, and then we'll close out on Blizzard World. We have both teams ready to go, so we'll get this game started for you in just a second. It'll be Kinetix attacking first on Junkertown, Aspire defending. And yeah, I really think it's going to be a good matchup between the two sides, and excited to see what they have for us.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Coming into Junkertown, I always like payload maps. This one definitely one I enjoy. We do see a lot of full holds in the first section here. It really depends on the strength of defense, but really an opportunity if you do break that first checkpoint, like in most payload maps. If you can roll that middle section, staggered spawns, you have a really good opportunity to come away with 3 points. And yeah, we could get a nice long matchup here, or a strong defense could see it finished quickly. Right, and coming out here for these two sides, it's Kinetix on the attack, alpha reflexes, maybe going Widow, but always attacking comps, difficult to tell. Maybe not a bash with the shield tank, without the shield tank, but we'll see from that. We'll check on the attack in a second. On the defense, Tosh coming out on the Orisa also plays a very solid Winston, so maybe we'll get an opportunity to see that on their attack or on another route in this game. True White on Tracer as a single cashew goes Hanzo. Eternal Isles on Diva, Eddie Smurfy on the Anna. Chimera God maybe switching tanks, maybe trying to support. Just an opportunity maybe to throw off the attack, looking at that kill feed. True White over onto the Tracer. So interesting strategy. See if it pays off for them.
Let's hear those guns. Analyzing location.
Very well, maybe a comp sticking there for the attacker's Kinetix. Alpha Reflex is still on the Widow. Trigo on a Hammond. Now switching to Zarya. There we go. Dizzy here on the Reinhardt. Strong here in the front. And yeah, Fallen, what do you think of these comps so far?
I mean, straight off the bat, it looks like they're running a pirate ship, which is very, very good. It makes the defending team actually kind of act like an attacking team. Like they have to kind of like dive the payload and try to get that Bastion off, whilst Bastion can just like steamroll through.
Well, and speaking of steamrolling, kind of happening here, Eternal Isle is falling as the Roadhog Gas able to get a little bit of damage in. Really just the attack rolling straight through. Exactly right, that Bastion, if well protected, can do quite a bit of damage. They were able to just kind of tear through the defense, split them up a little bit. But now as Tosh sets up a shield, they're kind of trying to reset themselves. Daniel Orford on the Bastion, looking for targets. Maybe one there, a single cashew, the Hanzo in the window. Finally forces that Bastion away, but he finds another place to set up. Payload continues to roll, though, and Kinetix have had almost zero obstruction on their way to this first checkpoint. Finally, the defense starts to engage them, but we'll see if they're able to keep it up. Ikea Gnome coming in with a nice res on the Bastion, but now kills really swapping both sides as Dazzle falls. Single cashew going down the other direction. Now it's Bastion all coming out from Daniel Orford. We'll see if he's able to get the kills required to push the attack forward. I think that will be a cap for them, and very simply done from Kinetix. Not really breaking a sweat, hitting A. Ooh, aggressive attack there for Kinetix. Aspire needs to respond. What do you think? You may see some changes in the comp for them. Paul, what do you think?
I mean, the comp, well, they did. True White did switch to a Sombra probably to try and hack the Bastion, which is a good call. But really, I would recommend like fragging the Reinhardt shield if they can from like cover, and then once the Reinhardt shield's down, the Bastion's got really nothing to defend it, other than the payload's like weird shape itself.
I think you're probably right there, but first and foremost, keep everybody alive. Alpha Reflex is paying for being a little bit overextended there in the back, but I'm the Tracer. What can you really expect? Doing his fine job and able to get the pick in early, so it's still a 5v5, mind you. Ult there for the defenders, a few coming out here. We'll see if this is finally an opportunity for them to shut down the attack that's been cruising pretty steadily. Transcendence there out from Chimera God is able to keep the rest of the defenders up as they push this attack backwards. Yeah, I think that may just be it for them, able to finally shut down Kinetix that has had really good momentum up to this point. Interesting res there on Dizzy Wylaw, maybe feeding ults a little bit. We'll see how much the attack can come back to support him, because if that Reinhardt falls, he'll be staggered badly. Shield down, but able to get to a bit of safety. That Mega on his left. Still getting pushed back though, and Aspire finally, again, gaining some ground and forcing the attackers into more of a defensive position, at least for the time being. Still no ults for the red team Kinetix, but here's the supercharger from Tosh coming out. Graviton catches a couple. There's the hack coming out of the defenders. True White on the Sombra looks to clean up. Finds that Dazzle on the Zenyatta. Now the attack's really going the way of the defenders. A lot of time to work with though. Ultimate's building here for the attack. Kinetix. Reflexes for the Pulse Bomb. Dizzy Wylaw very close to a shatter as both support ults are up here for the red team. Tosh largely unsupported. Smurfy back there on the Anders trying to keep that tank up, and now as he falls, it's just Eternal Isles and Tosh available. The Sombra there, True White in the background, also causing some problems for Trick here on the Zarya. And finally, kill still going the way of the attackers. Alpha Reflex is able to pick up a neat double in the feed, looking for another as the attack caps beat. Eddie Smurfy in a tough spot, forces the recall out of Reflex, and will jump back to the rest of the team, but putting that pressure on the back line will be influential here for Kinetix. Still 3 ultimates for them. Dazzle hasn't needed to use that Transcendence, but may use it against single Cashew's Dragon Strike. Again, Alpha Reflex is caught in the back. Chimera God able to take down that Tracer. Now the advantage goes the way of the defenders as the attack starts to push the payload through the third section. Now here we go, Tosh coming back on the Winston like we were saying earlier in the broadcast, already making a difference, getting kills all over the place. And yeah, really trying to shake up the attack that again has been kind of able to sit pretty tightly and just get the picks in behind Dizzy Wylaw's shield, but Tosh kind of making them spread out a little bit and yeah, forcing them to maybe reconsider their approach. Vaughn, what do you think of the Winston switch?
I mean, they've switched to kind of dive kind of format, which is good. It helps like keep the enemy, like the attacking team, off of the cart. But if they do get on, then they also have the like dive to get back and get back into the support line if needed, which is good in the scenarios. But it can also be bad due to a lack of like shield and lack of like a bunker kind of format. But if it works for them, it works.
Well, looks like it was kind of giving them a little bit more of the advantage. Now Daniel Orford was on the Bastion, switched over to that. McCree was able to use the Deadeye a little bit earlier, but caught out there by single Cashew. Now the attackers are a big disadvantage, especially with this short defensive spawn. Trigo there with a Graviton looking for an opportunity to use it and may just get a chance. Zenyatta's down for both sides. Now True White with another Deadeye from the top grabs a double, and that's a spectacular kill for the defenders. Finds a third there onto, the Reinhardt, Dizzy Wylaw, and yeah, once again, Aspire able to hold their ground a little bit. 3 ults in the pocket, a few on the way as Daniel Orford switches to a Reaper for the attack. But we'll see how long they can continue pushing this payload. A lot of time left, 2 minutes and 15 seconds should see them cap this map. Aspire, again, looking to dig in, find their resolve, and hold them to 2 points. Tons of ultimates. I think the takeaway from this fight is going to be who can use their ultimates most economically. We've already got Ikea Gnome here with a Valkyrie up, trying to keep the attackers alive as they go through. Eternal Isles nanoed by Smurfy. And Tosh also using the Primal Rage, so 2 ultimates out for the defenders, as I think it's been 2 committed here for the attack, but they get dazzled with that Primal Rage and is not able to use a Transcendence. I think the defenders will be able to continue wrapping up this fight. Do just that. 1 minute and 37 seconds on the clock. Single Cashew has caught a few members out, able to poke around those corners and catch some headshots to give the defense a numbers advantage before the fight. Can't find any here, maybe almost for a little bit, but now the attack continues to come in behind Dizzy Whitelaw's shield. Hook goes awry there for Daniel Orford, who's shown a little bit of hero flexibility throughout this game. Single Cashew and True White able to get quick picks early. Kinetix will shot the back out of this fight. They don't have the numbers.
60 seconds.
Now the clock really kind of working against them a little bit. A lot of ultimates for the attackers. IKEA Gnome switches over to a Moira, so won't have a Coalescence for a little while, but it's starting to build it quickly. Fantastically timed ultimate and nice Transcendence, forcing that Transcendence out of Dazzle. And Single Cashew still able to catch IKEA Gnome. Didn't move forward with that Transcendence to try and stay safe, but yeah, just saw the attack completely tighten up in there and use that fantastically timed from Single Cashew. Kills continuing to fall here for the attack as Aspire is starting to clean up completely. Less than 30 seconds now. We'll see if the attackers have enough to reach this final checkpoint. Few changes on all sides. IKEA Gnome going back to the Mercy from the Moira. Awful reflexes still on the Hanzo as Daniel Orford switches to actually they're going triple tank. Yeah, triple tank with a Hanzo as Dizzy Whitelaw switches over to the Diva. Daniel Orford on to the Hammond to see if maybe a little bit of dynamic quick attack can disrupt the defense long enough to push this through in what will inevitably overtime. Comes a Dragon Strike from the other side. It does catch two of the defenders, three of them. That could be huge. Both supports down. Camargot and Eddie Smurfy as well. Keel's going the other direction though as the defense is able to clean up a couple of their own. It's all out here on the payload. We'll see who has the numbers to continue it going. The defenders looking for an opportunity to shove the rest of the attack off. There's Self-Destruct, catches another two. Overtime meter starts to trickle down, and that is it. Fantastic hold for Aspire on round one, holding Kinetix to 2 points. Oh, Fallen, what'd you see in that last round? It looked for a while. Kinetix, especially there on the A checkpoint, largely uncontested, able to push completely through without much resistance, and then Aspire just made him fight for every last inch here in the third section.
Yeah, as you said, Kinetix was just dominant on that first checkpoint. They had barely any kind of contesting on the payload. They just kept it rolling through. And similar kind of thing with the second, Aspire was more defensive and did contest the payload on the second, but Kinetix was still just running it through. But then right at the end, I felt like something triggered in Aspire, and they was like, yeah, we got to hold it here. We can't let them get 3 points. And then, yeah, they just went to town and held that third point like their life's depending on it.
Yeah, we'll say Kinetix benefited from a bit of a stagger we saw from Aspire on their defense. A lot of heroes that they just wouldn't come back as quickly, or wouldn't kind of die or get out of the fight as quickly as they needed to. As a result, Kinetix just had that numbers advantage, but especially towards the end there, Aspire able to have that shorter respawn, gave them a bit of an advantage.
Let's see if Aspire can do any better on the attack.
And for the attackers, it is Tasha on the Reinhardt, and showing a little bit of tank flexibility there, playing Orisa and Winston in the first round. True White over to the Widow. It's a single Cashew goes Bastion. They're trying the Pirate Shield as well with a double shield. Eternal Isles on the Orisa. Eddie Smurfy, you really solid on the Ana in the first round. Back honored as Camargot gets Mercy. For the defenders, it's awful reflexes on the McCree, joined as DPS partner. Daniel Orford on the Sombra, already behind, catching that Bastion. Could be influential, but they shut that down quickly. Trigo on the Zarya, Dizzy Whitelaw back on the Reinhardt, IKEA Gnome on an Ana himself, and Dazzle here on the Lucio. Pretty good shield coverage right now, and they got the Fair with the help over the top. Not a lot that the defenders can do. Trib with a bit of high ground is able to get a little bit of that damage, gets pulled immediately, and now in a very tough spot as the attack swarms onto that Zarya, and Eternal Isle is able to get the final pick on the Trigo. It's now an advantage, not maybe as quick as a push, but they're definitely slow and steady and able to get the kills. A pin from Single Cashew will just take the Passion all the way off. Or Dizzy Whitelaw rather. Single Cashew over the side, and the defense, or the attack down one now, but yeah, still Aspire able to push through just fine. I think they'll be able to cap the checkpoint. Definitely time for one more contention before the gate. We'll see what Kinetix decides to do. But still a solid push so far from the blue team. Getting Norford in with a hack, looking for the kill. Tosh able to get his opposite. Has to recall though, not able to quite get it yet, and no EMP either. That could be huge for them, and the payload does cap nobody there to contest. Shame for Kinetix, now any kills will have these staggered spawns, so they're looking to get out as quick as they can. Tosh kind of in a low spot, but Daniel Orford will let it go and retreat. Ultimates from both sides, but Aspire looking good through this first section. New shot from Tosh, able to catch Ikea Gnome on the corner, rather on the staircase. Looks for a pin, doesn't quite find it, but it's a good staggered kill there for Aspire. Looking for another kill on a Dizzy Wylock. And really offsetting these fights. Able to get to safety. A nice boot there from Dazzle. Just pushed Tosh away and was able to get the final swing, which certainly would have taken down Dizzy. Nice EMP coming out. There's the Shadow from the other side. Catches his opposite Reinhardt and the Eternal Isles. Single Cashew here with the Nano Boost. Trying to make the most of it. Able to catch Dizzy Wylock. The attackers continue to push. Classic Boostio from Dazzle on the checkpoint. Kind of in a tough spot. I think the attackers will be able to clean up the rest of this. That looks like coasting through to point B. Still 4 minutes on the clock.
Engaging the enemy. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
An eternity going to this third section. 5 minutes and 23 seconds here from Aspire. No time on the clock for Kinetix. So important here for the Blue Team just to continue pushing. They can really take something out of this game after, honestly, just in the opening section there, it looked like Kinetix would be able to run away with at least this map. But a nice response here from Aspire to show, hey, you know, anything you can do, we can do better. And definitely showing it here with 5 minutes. We'll see if Kinetix responds and has a similar Herculean defense and can defend their lead there. Oh, I mean, they almost got to the end of the map, right, Paul? I mean,
Yeah, they, as you can see by the glowing yellow rectangle, they got to the very last corner, but Aspire are reaching that very quickly.
yeah, no contention coming through from the defenders. This is huge. Like, single Cashew has not been dealt with here. Finally, a Graviton coming out, but there's a kind of defensive rocket barrage. Here comes the hack. Everybody's purple. We'll see if that pans out for the defenders, and finally they can stop the payload just inches from completely losing this game. But they had to invest a lot of ults to do it. I think that was 4 ults out to protect everybody. I mean, that's a lot of investment. Single Cashew still here with an ultimate and a shatter on the way as Chimera switches to a Brigitte, but man, right there with the grab and the response from True White, the Rocket Barrage, I really thought that Aspire would be able to push that through. Nice defensive effort here from Kinetix. We'll see if they can hold up for another 4 minutes. Single Cashew looking for an opportunity to drop down. There comes the setup. Already very low on health. Needs some help, but no. Follow Reflex able to take him down. True White drops via Daniel Orford already. Things going the way of Kinetix on defense once more. They're just making quick work of this attack. It'll be another approach here for Aspire. A lot of time though. 3 minutes and 34 seconds. They do not have very far to go either, so should be able to make it, but we'll see.
Just remember, the longer they spend off of the cart, the more it can roll backwards.
That's true, yeah. That 2 meters turns into 5, turns into 10, and all of a sudden pushed all the way back to the C checkpoint, or the B checkpoint rather. So here comes the boost from Tosh. Has a shadow looking for the gap. Hasn't quite found it. Gets slept there. Still can't find it. Looks off directly into the shield up from Dizzy Wylaw. Not taking any debate, but goes down via the hammer regardless. Still pushing directly through. Tosh getting help from his supports in behind. And yeah, finally able to take down the rest of these members. The payload trying to push behind them, but it's actually not moving. Looks like they don't have anybody actually on it. Finally getting members forward. I don't think anybody from the events will be able to come back from this. That will be Aspire.
No.
Winning Junkertown. Fantastic game from them.
Mm-hmm.
Play of the game.
Daniel Orford, like we said, saw a lot of DPS flexibility and looking for a good hack here on Eddie Smurfy. Comes out with the EMP and really helped Kinetix stop this. Obviously, it didn't get them quite over the line. They were able to hold for another minute and a half or so. And obviously a game possibly changing ultimate there. Nice combination from Kinetix. But it is Aspire taking the first point on Junkertown. All to play for here. Li Zhang up next. A nice control point. Can usually get a team back into it. And it'll be Blizzard World to finish it out. We'll be right back with the Overwatch Xbox community right after this. You're watching the Overwatch Xbox community. If you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our channel or donate at oxcgaming.com. All funds collected goes to prizes for season and tournament winners. To our current subscribers, we appreciate your continued support. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back with more OXC action after this short break. Welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox Community Week 3 from the Rival Tier. We've got Aspire up early against Kinetix on Junkertown. Very good map. Again, like we said, Kinetix coming out very strongly on their attack. It looked like they may have just rolled straight through it, but Aspire with a solid defense in the third section saw their attack be able to push it over the line and take that 3-2 victory. Now we go to Lijiang Tower, where we have seen teams be able to kind of come back into the game. Control points can be a little bit wide open, and definitely an opportunity for Kinetix to get a point back. I'm your host, Alton Pepper, casting with Fallen, Potatius, and Fallen. What did you think of that first game, and what do you think we'd expect on Lijiang Tower?
See, with Kinetix on the first, Kinetix on the attack on the first bit, they were very strong. They were very Aspire barely contested against them, but as they kept on going, Aspire was putting more and more effort into contest, and then in Aspire's turn to attack, it was kind of flipped. Like towards the start, Kinetix was trying to contest a lot more, and then as we saw Aspire get through checkpoint 2, they almost got to the very end and won the game without anyone actually contesting. It was only when it was like 2 meters and something like away from actually winning, Kinetix came back and like tried to actually contest a point and actually stop the push. Otherwise, it could have been over a lot sooner. But yeah, Kinetix did manage to hold the time against Aspire for quite a long while. I can't remember exactly how long they had left, but it was kind of getting close. And if they would have managed to hold out just a little while longer, I reckon they could have done it. But as going into Lijiang Tower, most people kind of consider it as like a King of the Hill kind of map. Same with the other kind of maps like this, and it's basically if you can get on point and you can set up like a bunker or something to hold it, then yeah, you're going to have an easy time. But the issue is getting there, winning the initial team fight, getting set up before the next team fight comes in, and it can go either way. Like yeah, Aspire may have won that first round, but it could go either way in this map. Same with Blizzard Rod at the end. It's all or nothing. Like just because Aspire won the first one doesn't mean they will necessarily win, but because they did, they will have that little bit of like self-pride and that hype and that energy to go on and try to get another win out of it. And if they do get a win, then Kinetix going to have to pull something out the bag on Blizzard Rod at the end, or else it's going to end up being a 3-0. And yeah, I don't really know where else to go with this.
Well, you're exactly right. Aspire, again, coming into this game 1-1, a really good opportunity here to go 2-1 and bring Kinetix down to 2-1 in what is generally a very tight rival tier. So, an important win here for Aspire, and they're already one step away. So, looking for another, just looking for their week 3 win that really gets their first half of the season started nicely. Kinetix, though, obviously we've seen them play. We know how strong their attack can be. Obviously stalled there towards the end of Junkertown, but Lijiang Tower, an entirely different story, and an opportunity to get a point back and make it a meaningful third game. We will play a third game regardless. We'll still be going to Blizzard World because map points are important, and Kinetix, again, already off to a pretty good start at 5-1 as far as map wins goes with 5 there, but yeah, anything can happen here in this game. We'll see if they can maintain that momentum.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the Aspire is saying that Rat is their coach, and I think that he's currently on the wrong. Oh, there we go. I believe everything is set.
We should be good. I want to make sure there's no subs coming in. So we've got a pause here from the Kinetix captain. I want to make sure they've got everything sorted before we go on. Alright, so we are ready to go from both sides. Appreciate your patience, guys. Put you into Lijiang immediately, and I'm excited for this round. Obviously, that first game, pretty entertaining. Looking for more of the same here on Lijiang.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Right here on Lijiang Tower. I always like when control points are in the center, especially because you have an opportunity for the team that went down in the first game to come back, and momentum is such a huge deal. A little bit of pressure on Aspire, having won that first game. Hopefully they can seed out and win this second. But again, you're looking right there with the win on your fingertips, and Kinetix might be able to swipe it away from him, so we get a nice, meaningful third game. Coming out comps for both sides. Tosh going over the Winston as True White goes Tracer. We did see True White play a little bit of Pharah on the last map, so interesting to see a Tracer that's such a good Pharah map traditionally. And yeah, there he goes. Single Cashew on the Hammond as Eternal Isles goes maybe Doomfist? Possible. It's kind of off-ish dive. Now a triple tank with Pharah. And expect a Lucio, a nice Mercy combo. Single Cashew now going over Soldier. Awful reflexes for the other side. For Kinetix on the McCree as Daniel Orford goes Pharah. Trigo on the Zarya, Dizzy Whitelaw on the Reinhardt as Akinome, and Dazzle on the supports, Mercy Lucio. A lot of damage possibility here. Single Cashew expecting the, actually I guess both sides expecting the Pharah with hit scans there. We'll see who wins that battle, but it'll be definitely interesting with kind of the Pharah Mercy combo and the hit scans to see they're kind of be taken out of the fight. Daniel Orford able to strike first though, catch a Tosh there through the window. Things may be going the way of Kinetix early. Looks like that may be the case. Already about 2/3 of that point capped, and there it is for Kinetix early on. Fight's still not over though, so anything continuing here for Aspire is just kind of wasted percentage loss. Looks like they will be backing out via the bridge side and trying to get away. True White, another casualty, but it looks like most of the blue team will be able to back out. 10% earned here for Kinetix. Looking to partial engage again, Dizzy Whitelaw. Ooh, feels bad. That's right over the side. Actually, like boots there, maybe by True White. I can get the credit for it, but 2 down now for Kinetix. As Aspire has a very good opportunity to come back and take this point. Single Casher able to take down Gnome after going for the res onto reflexes. Lucky to get that McCree up, but unfortunate to lose the Mercy. 3 ultimates here for the current point attackers. Aspire. We'll see if they use those to continue capping this point. A lot of damage coming in from True White on the Pharah. A third of the point earned here for the team in blue. Still not quite able to push it over the edge yet. Got a few members still on the point here. Off of reflexes with the Deadeye, maybe able to find a couple. It's the defense matrix from Eternal Isles coming in, went straight past him, and wasn't able to make the most of that ultimate anyway. And yeah, all the percentage started for earned by Aspire completely drops off. Now 65% for Kinetix. 6 ultimates for Aspire. I mean, now it's 76%. You know, Fallen, it's like, what are they waiting for, right? Using a few ultimates here.
Yeah. Like, they have the ultimates in the bag, they could use them, and I think they are going to, but they just got to try and find the right time to pull them out the bag and actually make the best of it.
Ooh, there goes a fantastic combination from Aspire. They really did invest 4 ultimates there, though, and that could be kind of difficult for this next fight. But a few ultimates invested actually by the Red Team Kinetix as well, so now in overtime, Aspire can turn this back, and they've got the tools at least to win at least this next fight, but it's going to be important for me to hold out the entire time. Kinetix, fantastic response though after losing on Junkertown, now coming back 99% right out the gate, 99-0 on Lijiang. 1 fight away from winning this first round and evening up the series, or at least getting 1 step closer to doing so. Nice pick there for Daniel Orford on his opposite single Cashew. Res back up by 80 Smurfy though, so won't quite count, but they won't have the res. Pins come through, Eternal Isles also in a difficult spot. Rest of the Kinetix team coming back in, but a self-destruct available for Eternal Isles. Gets the mech back, but does not find any targets. No ultimates for either side now. I take that back. Alpha Reflexes picks up the Deadeye, but right then falls immediately, so not able to use it. Aspire still holding on to this point well and getting the kills they need. Now focusing down Trigo, who I do not think will be able to make it out. And a nice hold there for Aspire. Will be at 50% before this next fight starts, but Kinetix really needs to take this point back. Single Cashew looking for Daniel Orford, has a tactical visor, but keeps it sheathed, finds a good pick onto Alpha Reflexes, and that's important. Reflexes still with that Deadeye, and Aspire has another opportunity to continue holding. Rocket Barrage coming out, met by the sound barrier, and nothing really going the way of Kinetix just yet. They did get the kill onto True White, that'll be important, and now Single Cashew here with the tactical visor looks for any target available. Reflexes though, getting him right back, picking him off with the Deadeye. Resed back up here by Kiss Mercy. Eddie Smurfy able to find some good space. Now it's another Rocket Barrage coming from the other side. Daniel Orford not quite able to catch it though, and I think like rockets reflected back or hit the barrier in the middle. Not quite sure about that one, but the only ultimate available now is Trigo's Graviton Surge. In 99-99 here. Aspire still with the point and looking to maintain supremacy, but the rest of Kinetix come swarming back. I think they have the numbers, and it's hard to tell who has the advantage. Here comes the Graviton catching Mercy from the other side of the wall, and Eternal Isles out of mech now and drops. I think it's just this Mercy left, and they should be able to switch the point back. Dizzy coming back in though with the Shatter, is able to catch Tosh, pins him out, and the point will flip back towards Kinetix. Overtime meter starts to drift down, but members back on, possibly True White on the Tracer drops, and there it is in the first round. Kinetix able to answer one back. Solid initial round there for Kinetix. Again, like we said, control points can be a way to get back into the game after losing that first round. So we'll see if Aspire tighten up a little bit and take the second round on Lijiang, or if Kinetix can just win it in the 2-0 and tie up the series before we go to Blizzard World.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Single Cashew over to the Hanzo now. Not a lot of swaps coming through for Aspire, and exact same comp here from Kinetix. You think that's smart from Aspire? Do you think they really need to kind of change up the comp a little bit, see if they can find the catalyst that helps them beat this team?
I think, yeah, because obviously if it didn't work in the first round, then yeah, something needs to get done and something needs to change. Like, because if you think like a clock, if one of the gears and the mechanism stop working, the whole thing's going to shut down, and it could just be that one part that needs to be replaced, and then that team, or that, yeah, the clock or the team in this case would function again, and it could bring out the win. So yeah, they could change up a lot, but you know, it could just be like 1 or 2 things needed to be changed, which could help them work better as a team, help them come back and win this map. But Kinetix are looking stronger on this map than they did on the first.
Yeah, interesting to note. A bit of a swap there. Tosh going over to the Reinhardt's Eternal Isles, picks up the Zarya. They had the more dive tanks in the Winston and Diva, deciding to switch over because they were kind of getting bullied a little bit. They were able to get to Dizzy Whitelaw, but the rest of the team kind of fell shortly thereafter. And I think that switch actually really is going to be what does it for them. Able to really take Kinetix to task, and Aspire will cap this point back. 3 ultimates for both sides now. True White with the Deadeye, Single Cashew with a Dragon Strike as Eddie Smurfy has the Valkyrie. America got very close to a rally, and maybe hoping can earn that before this next attack, so you can get that shielding up for the rest of the team. Solid pick here onto Daniel Orford. Single Cashew able to pick that up, and now use the Dragon Strike in a fantastic spot. Solid timing here from Aspire. Single Cashew and the Hanzo doing a great job. 4 ultimates though, almost 6 actually for Kinetix, so definitely time and space, and you know, obviously the ultimates come back into this fight. Waiting for the reset. Kinetix just being dazzled back into this fight with 5 ultimates and 10% away from that Graviton. 4 for the other side though, almost 5. Single Cashew just used the Dragon Strike, the only one furthest away. It's the only one with that one and furthest away. Kinetix looking for the flanker on the left side, and pushed out of the courtyard was Aspire and didn't quite see it. The Hammer actually, Earth Shatter directly into a shield, but able to get the pin onto Whitelaw regardless. With the Valkyrie up though, Aikino able to find some space and get his Reinhardt back into the fight. Tosh drops the other direction, and Kinetix will take this point. Oh, what a blitz fallen from Kinetix, coming back in and just snatching that point from the flank. Who had pushed out Apollo into the courtyard, and Kinetix able to find some space.
Yeah, like this map is just more like a ping pong game. Like it goes back and forth. The teams are throwing things at each other, and the map and the point is switching sides all the time. It's a really interesting game, actually.
You do bring up that valid point. A lot of it was kind of 99 one side, then 99 the other side of the first one of this game. Really back and forth as the possession keeps getting swapped. Coming back in aggressive now, it's Aspire, but the kill still going the way of the red team here, Kinetix. Next casualty will be Dizzy Whitelaw. Has an ultimate, thought better of it, did not use it. They still have time to come back in for another fight, but only 20% away now as Kinetix takes over the rest of the percentage. May be able to flip it back here. About a third of the point gone. Still just the contention here from Trigo. Shatter though, interesting like time Shatter from Tosh. Looking to take this point back, but I guess they thought potentially, you know, final fight if they weren't able to get this point finally completely taken. Still contention coming back in, and Stallers from Kinetix. Aikino trying to get the res up, takes a Storm Arrow to the face. Single Cash able to find that Mercy. Now things going the way of Aspire. They will cap the point back, and we may see another 99-99 here on the second round of Legion Tower.
It certainly looks that way unless Kinetix could get on that point and take it.
Awful Reflexes looking for the perfect opportunity to come in and offset this fight with a Pulse Bomb. Dizzy for the attackers. About to dance here with Tosh, looking for an opportunity to use that Earth Shatter. Fantastically placed ultimate again to split up the attack from Single Cashew on the Hanzo. Really like the placement there. Sound Barrier coming through from Kinetix just to give them a little bit boost coming into this. Already kills going their way. Pulse Bomb and Rocket Barrage to good effect. Awful Reflexes picks up another, and Single Cashew the only one able to flip one back the other direction. Kinetix dominating on this point and really Aspired. No chance on that attack. Just overrun completely. Now 99-99. It's Kinetix looking to take Legion Tower and they tie up the series 1-1. Single Cashew with spectacularly placed Dragon Strikes. This one here, I think we just split up the team, but just saw them in a tough spot, in a tight area, and used it, I think, in that place, in that exact spot multiple times, just able to find the picks. This outperformance there from Kinetix to tie this game up. All to play for here as we go into the final game of Blizzard World. We'll be right back with more Overwatch Xbox Community Rival Tier action right after this. Welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox Community Rival Tier Week 3. Spire and Kinetix all tied up as we go into the final round on Blizzard World. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, joined by Fallen Potatoes and Fallen. This has been a really solid game. Obviously, we talked about Kinetix, an opportunity to claw their way back after a loss on, really a close loss on Junkertown, but able to get back into this game and did it in surprising fashion, 2-0 on Lijiang Tower. Now we go directly into Blizzard World. What do you think we can expect? And yeah, what about that last game?
In the last game, yeah, as you were saying, Kinetix was much stronger on Lijiang Tower than they were Junkertown. Like, it was close back on Junkertown, but this one, it just went Kinetix way. Yeah, the points were like 99-99 at some of the times, but overall, Kinetix seemed to be the first team on to get onto the points, and then they was the last team off to get off. Like, they just held that point, like, and they were able to get the wins on both maps, which normally. Sometimes you see it go like one map one team, one map the other, and then the first team will come back and win the third or something like that. But no, not with this. Kinetix just won both maps back to back, which probably started to make Aspire worry about the potential of losing this matchup, because now it's 1-1 and Kinetix were looking a lot stronger going into that second map than the first map. If they carry on bringing this out, then Aspire, I don't want to say this, but they should try to step up the game a little bit. It seems like they're slightly beginning to like go down in performance, if it was to say so. Like the first round, they were much stronger in Junkertown than they were in Lijiang Tower, but they are still good. They are still putting up fights, which is what we need to see. Some of the fights, yeah, as we was talking in the break, they've committed too many ultimates. Both teams are like, sometimes they've been like 3 or 4 ultimates in one team fight, whereas that doesn't really allow you to have any more in the bank for the next one. So they need to be more considerate about the team fights and try to be more economical with their ultimates and have some saved, and then whilst the ones who are getting used are being used, and the others can build theirs back up. But as it is 1-1 both teams, it could go any way, and this round on Blizzard World is definitely going to be a good match to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you're right. You kind of mentioned momentum's a big deal, and after Aspire, they kind of lost those last 2 fights. Got to overtime, but lost the last 2 fights on Lijiang Tower, and the second of which obviously went on to them losing the game. So now down a game, looking for that momentum coming back in. And, Kinetix with all of it now after winning those 2 games back to back. So, obviously, mindset's a big deal in Overwatch. We'll see if Kinetix maintains a little bit of focus and they can see this out, or if Aspire can rally back on Blizzard World, which obviously takes a lot of team coordination. And we've seen that they have that from their win on Junkertown. Now lineups shaping up for both sides. Looks like it's Daniel Orford on the Junkrat as Trigo goes on Zarya. We did switch sides, by the way. I want to make that clear. Kinetix now defending first. They got to attack first on Junkertown, so in the spirit of fairness, we swapped them. So now we'll be Aspire attacking first, and that could be crucial in this game. It's Trigo on the Zarya as Dizzy Whitelaw. He's on the Reinhardt. Akia Gnome over to Anna as Dazzle's back on the Lucio. Neon Blue Rain. The sub coming in is Widowmaker. Generally a pretty good Widow map, a lot of long sidelines here. For the attack is Tosh back on the Reinhardt. Shu White goes to McCree. Single Cashew on the Hanzo. Very effective on Lijiang Tower. We'll see if that pans out for them. Eternal Isles on the Zarya as Eddie Smurfy over to Anna Camarigod on the Lucio. I mean, quickly, it's a purple grenade there from Akia Gnome. Not really going to hurt Aspire too much as they come in for this attack. Coming in quickly, sitting out a little bit further back. Kinetix just making them walk a little bit further. And that actually could be a good strategy because it's such a long walk from the spawn on Blizzard World, especially up to this first checkpoint. So, nice idea there. Tosh looking for the pin, doesn't quite find it. Now 2 members down for Aspire 3 now. DZ Whitelaw the only one falling for Kinetix, and a pretty strong defensive cleanup so far. Obviously, they will be able to wrap up. Tosh the only one straggling, trying to get back, and will finally use that charge to get all the way back to safety. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Kinetix looking pretty good on their defense so far. True White switching over to the Widow to contest Neon Blue Rain, who's already 61% to the infrared site. Hasn't found anything just yet. Sees Dizzy without a shield. Looks for a couple picks there, but nothing coming through for the attacking Widow just yet. No ultimates either, though. Daniel Orford, the defensive Junkrat, is the closest at 95%. See how devastating those tires can be at shutting down attacks. Finds a trap there. True White falls for the attack, though. Kinetix still looking good. A tire over the top, looking for some targets. And ends up just charging Eternal Isles instead, but Dazzle able to pick up that Zarya and avoid any significant damage. Still looking good here for the defenders. Continue to get their kills. Single cash is very low. And Neon Blue Rain just able to take down at second. 2 ultimates still set up for the defenders, and things looking very solid here for Aspire. Or Kinetix, rather. I'm sorry.
No one can hide from the hunters.
Sorry, my friend. I have your shield.
True White has also switched onto a Widow to try and counter Neon Blue Rain. That could be fun to watch.
Yeah, I've seen picks go either way, but not. I think Neon Blue Rain has still a little bit of the advantage. Tosh swing really big, heavily there in the front, and creates a little bit of a gap there for the defensive Widow. Back onto the point now, finds a pin onto his opposite Reinhardt. Purple here, but still gets the swing and get a pick. Solid shatter will catch Archaea Gnome, and combined with that Dragon Strike from the Super Cash, that should be Aspire capping this point. Oh, still some resistance though. It's going to be Trigo there on the Zarya. It gets a little bit of a nano boost, but falls regardless, and that will be, with a minute and 40 on the clock, Aspire able to cap A. That's all cap here for the red team, finally able to get through on their attack. That's what Aspire needed. Again, we see a few full holds there because of that walk is so devastating, but Aspire able to come through quickly and take that point. 3 ultimates though for the defenders to delay Aspire. Trigo here with the Graviton and Dizzy Whitelaw with a Earth Shatter, as Dazzle also has a sound barrier, so good spread there for the defenders. Kinetix looking to protect the sleep there. Eddie Smurfy able to get one through, and now it's rewarded with a nano boost. Still no one through. Eternal Isles coming through with a nano, looking to make the most of it. Hasn't quite found anybody yet. Will retreat. Use it or lose it, I suppose, there for Eddie Smurfy, but maybe not as effective a nano boost as they would have liked. Still a lot of pressure coming through, and it is Neon Blue Rain able to catch a couple, finally taken down by single cashews. The defense holds. Just the one casualty there, but it'll be more coming back in. Daniel Orford falling as well, though, and a short spawn for the attackers. It means they could find a way back into this very quickly. It is a disadvantaged defense, and the rest of the red team coming back in quickly. That'll be the defenders retreating, because they will be overrun completely to try and take this fight. There's the Graviton to try and clean it up from Eternal Isles. Think they can follow up the damage. No one dying just yet. A sound barrier coming out from Dazzle just to keep everybody up. The Dragon Strike, I don't think we'll find anybody. They really wanted to combine that with the Graviton, but couldn't quite get it off the timing. Neon Blue Rain answers, taking down True White is opposite. And the attack may stall here, but they've definitely been able to move the payload a little bit further. Ooh, now it's a defensive Graviton. The Pulse Bomb connects, but doesn't quite take anybody down. Still, Daniel Orford able to contribute to a couple kills. Tosh answers a single one back. Kinetix shuts the Aspire down once more. Significant switch. Tosh and Eternal Isles over to the dive tanks. I've seen Tosh play a pretty dirty Winston and definitely can change games just with dynamic play. Eternal Isles could be helpful as well. Neon Blue Rain causing some problems on the Widow and just looking to dive that sniper and take her out of the fight. Payload still trickling backwards. Aspire just looking to get their kills first. Ask questions later, but Neon Blue Rain able to take down True White is opposite. So, yeah, just starting to look a little bit tougher here for Aspire. Dizzy Whitelaw able to get a pick as well, and already a 6v4, now 6v3 for Kinetix. Yeah, just very tight comms, good cleanup here from the blue team. Kinetix, the defenders, just doing a really good job. A single ultimate for the attack. A few more building here for Kinetix. We'll see if they can continue holding this. Just about 75 seconds left for Aspire to come back in and get something out of this game. At least more than a point. Ultimate's building for Kinetix, the defenders. Daniel Orford with the pulse bomb, looking for an opportunity to delay the attack. Finds Eddie Smurfy. What a delicious opportunity. Finds the stick onto Anna, and there it is. Good offset. Both Annas down for either side now. Neon Blue Ray able to pick up another, and the kills continuing to go the way of Kinetix. Inspire just doesn't have an answer. One last opportunity for Aspire to cap B, just a single point for them, but definitely a significant one. You know, talking about how difficult that first point can be with the long walk from spawn, but able to take that, so that can be helpful. 3 ultimates here for the defenders. On paper, at least, it's looking pretty good for the defense Kinetix. Tosh close to a Primal Rage, very good stalling ult, that can be helpful. Looking to push the payload, coming back in for this final engagement. Tosh already in, heavily looking to get a little bit of damage in. Dazzle with the sound barriers to keep everybody in the defense strong. There's a defensive Graviton, catches a couple of self-destruct from the attack. Eternal Isles finds no one, but at least spreads out and avoids a lot of the damage. The defense just ignores it and then piles on. It's 3 kills in the feed for them as Aspire continues to try and hold on as long as possible. No ultimates though, and no one close. It's not looking good for the team in red. Kinetix just cleaning up. Dizzy Warlaw swinging big on the Reinhardt. No one there left to contest, and there it is. Payload will stop. A single point off the board for Aspire. And Kinetix, a very respectable defense here on Blizzard World.
Switching sides.
So now it comes down to this final round. Not as solid a push from Aspire as we saw on Junkertown. So able to get to the payload section, but Kinetix I think had him figured out a little bit. Now an opportunity to take this game. Kinetix looking for a good attack. And yeah, Fallen, that first round, what do you think, man?
I mean, it was a very good. I think the attacking team did struggle a little bit on the point A, like, to get into the payload part of the game, and that's what hindered them so bad. The defense just figured out what their attack plan was, came up with their own counter plan, and was like, okay, to win this, we've got to do this, this, and this, and then they just carried it out. And now, but you saw how far they pushed the payload, and it was about halfway, give or take a little bit. And really, on this map, I've seen teams fail at capping point A, or teams getting it all the way. You know, it's very big range of how it can go. So either what the Aspire managed to push the payload is enough, because Kinetix might not even get past the part A of the map, or it might be nowhere near enough because Kinetix could just like steamroll all the way through. Only one way to find out, and that's to see.
Yeah, and a very mobile comp coming out from Kinetix. They've got Neon Blue Rain on the Tracers, Daniel Orford goes Sombra, Trigo and Dizzy Wylaw on the tanks. Again, just very mobile. Trigo on the Hammond, Dizzy Wylaw on the Diva, Ikea Gnome, and Dazzle just following behind. A lot of pace coming through into the first point. We'll see if Kinetix can make the most of it here. Bit of a Tracer battle in the back, Neon and True White back at it after their Widow fight on the first round. Still nothing for either side, 30 seconds off the clock. No one dropping just yet. Bit of a cautious play. Here comes the hack from Daniel Orford, able to find that defensive Reinhardt. That'll be huge. Tosh able to stave off any significant damage as Dizzy Wyla now going out of mech here for the attackers. Already the first casualties going down for Kinetix. And Aspire doing a really good job so far to clean up on this defense. See the potential stagger, maybe able to find Dazzle, gets to a health pack rather, still looking for some space, proves away True White who has to recall and maybe just leave that Lucio. Dazzle counts as blessings they're able to get out. Maybe some swaps coming through. Neon Blue Rain off the Tracer, now over to a Soldier, Dizzy onto a Reinhardt. I think Trigos may switch over back to the Zarya. And there it goes.
How it seems to me is Aspire are just trying to hold the point and not let anyone get actually onto the perimeter of the point, and that's how they seem to be holding it. But for the first push, Kinetix was trying to just outspeed and like try to catch them off guard. Clearly that didn't work. That's why they made the switch. And it looks like it's might be working now for them.
Well, you mentioned that. Oh, here comes a fantastic shatter from Aspire, just swinging away, and it started looking really, really good there for Kinetix, but that'll turn it right back around. They got a few kills in the lead, but Tosh is swinging big and able to get a fantastic play there. Solid catch on the shatter, and yeah, that'll completely shut down the attack. So now a minute and 55 seconds here for Kinetix, and it's going to be, that'll be a hell of a push. But they do have the EMP from Daniel Orford, and Neon Blue Ray will have a tactical visor soon, so that'll negate the shield from Tosh and really kind of give them the shield from Khmer God and Tosh, and that could be a just game-changing, point-saving ultimate combo if they can make it happen.
Sombra sitting up the back waiting for his team to get up close before going in.
Ooh, finds the hack early onto Tosh, and that could be effective because now they can use the EMP to continue that shield being down. Tosh already very low, swinging away and looking for some help, forces the rally out of Gameragod, just trying to keep that Reinhardt up. Still sheathing the EMP, not quite ready for it yet, waiting for the fight to completely break out. Still nothing. Here comes the tactical visor though from Single Cashew, and able to catch Daniel Orford as he was about to EMP. That is fantastic from Single Cashew. What a fantastic play there from Aspire, again just to continue defending, and that EMP from Daniel Orford could have been catastrophic, but able to shut down the Sombra before he really got it out, and that ultimate goes completely wasted. Orford switching over to the Pharah now just for this final attack with 45 seconds to go.
As you said, I reckon this will be the final attack. I'm pretty sure they won't be able to get another one out unless they stall a lot and try to get like 2 or 3 people to do an attack.
30 seconds.
It's all or nothing right here, right now, on Blizzard World.
And now 17 seconds finally for this attack. True White coming in immediately for the defenders and able to pick up Daniel Orford. That's a huge pick. It's a defensive Graviton will catch Ikea Gnome. Neon Blue Rain with the tactical visor looking to answer a couple back. It's able to find 2 picks, but will that be enough? Finds a third, at least able to contribute there on a Single Cashew. Kinetix fighting with everything they have, and it's just one member there. Tosh for the defenders on point, but it's low members from Neon Blue Rain. And Tosh able to save it there with the help of his support, but all coming back before the overtime meter can tick down. Daniel Orford here on the Tracer, just staying evasive and looking to continue the stall as long as possible. Recall gone, able to take down Eddie Smurfy, and now it's a 1v1 on the point. Rest and support coming back in for the attackers and the defenders. It's a full-out brawl here. No one can quite take it. Dizzy Whitelaw down, Trick takes down the opposite Reinhardt. No shield available for either side. And who's going to take this game? I mean, it's just a fight on the point. Not a lot of ultimates available. None for anybody present. Spire looking to hold on as long as possible. Overtime meter ticks down, and that is it. Spire able to hold off Kinetix and take the win.
Fire.
What a fantastic
That
defense.
was intense.
I mean, and you said it too, right? That Spire could be able to come back here with a fantastic defense. Obviously not a great push, but as long as they can hold on the point, they'd be able to take it over, and they did exactly that. Fantastic response there from Spire after losing on Lijiang, reasserting their authority and taking this game. Oh, what a solid game. Definitely living up to all the hype and potential. But Aspire take the win 2-1 over Kinetix, dropping both teams, or bringing both teams to 2-1 in what we said is just a tight rival tier. With some post-game thoughts and look ahead to the rest of this week when we come back. You're watching the Overwatch Xbox community. If you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our channel or donate at oxcgaming.com. All funds collected goes to prizes for season and tournament winners. To our current subscribers, we appreciate your continued support. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back with more OXC action after this short break. Oof. Welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox community, and what a game from the rivals here. Aspire coming out early and quickly with a fantastic attack and solid defense on Junkertown to take it 3-2, then dropping to Kinetix on Lijiang to tie the series 1-1. Kinetix with a very strong performance on the control point, taking that 2 rounds to none. But Aspire rumbling back with a solid hold on Blizzard World. Good attack, I mean, kind of a middling attack, able to get that first checkpoint and a little bit further, but then their defense, just a full hold there, able to shut down Kinetix and finally take that game. So really strong performance from Aspire, and they go to 2-1. Kinetix dropped to 2-1, their first loss of the season. I have your host Sultan and Fallen. You watching the game? What do you think, man? Hopefully these teams match up in the playoffs, but yeah, really could have gone either way.
To be honest, I'm still in shock about how Aspire was managed to full hold point A on Blizzard World. Like, I really didn't think that they would be able to do it based off of their performance in Lijiang Tower and how far they pushed. But yeah, they came back and proved me wrong. Like just the full hold, the play from Tosh with Reinhardt, some of the earth shatters he got off, and like just swinging. Yeah, it was just amazing.
A really solid showing from both these sides, and definitely enjoyable to watch. A lot of solid action coming up for the rest of the week, guys. Games coming very quickly, so make sure you're in the Discord. Check that stream schedule so you know where those will happen. Friday, actually, looks like tomorrow, actually. Zidovi and Sliceloft will bring you PCOW versus Sombra's Tech Support. Should be a fantastic game from the Challenger tier. That's on Sliceloft44, Twitch TV/Sliceloft44. It's a bit of a tongue twister, so make sure you get, like I said, into the Discord. Link is there. You have it available. That's tomorrow, Thursday, the 6th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Then on Friday, we've got from the Carbon tier, Veracity. It's actually Fallen's team, right? Against Milchi Juniors.
Yep.
That'll be 8 Eastern. Again, stream link in the channel or the Discord, so make sure you check that out. Contenders also got a Friday night game at 7:15 Eastern between DLG and Dad and the Lads. It should be a cracker, so excited for that one. Corvix got that game. Fantastic commentary from him. Should be a good one. From the Challenger tier, games on Saturdays. 3 games on Saturday, actually. So looking for streamers for those. Sarge has one. Alacrity versus Void. Also should be a really solid game. One of my favorite tiers. And my team, insert team name here, against Wasted Potential Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Should be excited for that. But we really appreciate your support. Obviously, we said a lot of you back in as volunteers. So if you do have a Amazon Prime account, you can toss us a subscription. You have one included with your Twitch Prime, or just subscribe, donate on the website. A lot of the work that our admins do, again, volunteers doing a really solid job to make all this happen, and we appreciate your continued support if you are subscribed. Glad we're already coming up on halfway through the season. I feel like the season just started. We're already almost finishing up week 3, coming into week 4 on Monday, and yeah, the playoffs right around the corner, so season's moving pretty quickly. Make sure you catch all that content, scores, schedule, standings on the website and in the Discord channel. But any final thoughts there, Fallen?
Nothing really. Just make sure you check out the games throughout the rest of the week, especially the Forest City against Munchie Juniors game, because selfless shout out to me and my team.
Yeah, there you go. It should be a good game.
But yeah,
Set up for that one. I'll be checking that out in the same tier, so to make sure we get some footage, doing some research. But anyway, I appreciate you guys' support and thank you for watching. I think that'll just about do it for us. So for the rival tier, both these teams, and the Overwatch Xbox community, and for Fallen, Salt and Pepper, we'll see you guys next time. Especially with this short defensive spawn. Trigo there with a Graviton looking for an opportunity to use it and may just get a chance. Zenyatta's down for both sides. Now True White with another Deadeye from the top, grabs a double. The Dragon Strike is at his first half rally. America very close to a rally, and maybe hoping he can earn that before this next attack, so you can get that shielding up for the rest of the team. Solid pick here onto Daniel Orford. Single cash able to pick that up, and now use the Dragon Strike in a fantastic spot. They're coming through from Kinetix just to give them a little bit boost coming into this. Already kills going their way. Pulse Bomb and Rocket Barrage to good effect. All the reflexes picks up another, and Single Cash is the only one able to flip one back the other direction. Kinetix ultimates building for Kinetix, the defenders. Daniel Orford with the Pulse Bomb looking for an opportunity to just delay. Sorry, the attack. Finds Eddie Smurfy. What a delicious opportunity. Finds the stick onto Anna, and there it is.
That's why they made the switch. It looks like it might be working now for them.
Well, you mentioned that. Oh, here comes a fantastic shatter from Aspire. Just swinging away, and it started looking really good there for Kinetix, but still shielding the EMP. Not quite ready for it yet. Waiting for the fight to completely break out. Still nothing. Here comes the Tactical Visor, though, from Single Cashew. Wow, able to catch Daniel Orford as he was about to EMP. That is fantastic from Single Cashew.